Earth is a death trap. Part 1 Commander Olivia Walsh stood at the large window of the USS Defiant. Her eyes were fixed on the massive alien ship that hung in the sky above Earth. The ship was bigger than anything humans had ever built. It seemed to block out the sun. "Commander, they're ready for us," said Lieutenant Ben Rogers. His voice was steady, but Olivia saw the worry in his eyes. "Then let's not keep our new friends waiting," she said. She straightened her uniform and followed Ben to the meeting room. The United Nations Security Council had gathered in New York. Leaders from every major nation sat around a large table. At the head of the table was the alien ambassador, Supreme, Overlord Zex Qualler. His skin was pale blue. He had 4 arms and a head that looked too big for his body. His eyes were large black orbs that seemed to take in everything at once. Olivia and Captain Ryan Donovan stood against the wall watching. They were there to observe and report back to military command. "We welcome you to Earth," said the UN Secretary. "We hope this meeting marks the beginning of peaceful relations between our worlds." Zexaqualler made a sound that might have been a laugh. "Your optimism is amusing," he said. His voice had a metallic quality, like it was coming through a speaker. "Your planet is quite a curiosity to us." "In what way?" asked the Chinese representative. "No other thinking species has ever evolved on such a hostile world," said the alien. "High gravity, extreme temperature changes, toxic oxygen levels, and terrible weather patterns. Earth is a death trap by galactic standards." His delegation laughed. It was a chattering sound that made Olivia's skin crawl. The UN representatives looked at each other in confusion. To them, Earth was home. It was perfect for human life. "And yet here we are," said the American president. "We've thrived on this planet for thousands of years." "Thrived? Is that what you call this?" Zexaqualler waved one of his 4 arms. "Your people fight wars, suffer from disease, and struggle against nature. Many of you don't even have enough food." The room grew quiet. "We have come to offer you protection," continued the alien. "The Krellian Empire spans 17 star systems. We have technology you cannot imagine. We can help your species advance." "That's very generous," said the French president. "What would you want in return?" "Just a few small things," said Zexaqualler. "Access to your resources, the right to establish bases on your planet, and a workforce of humans to help us with certain projects." Olivia felt her heart sink. She knew what this meant. The aliens didn't see humans as equals. They saw Earth as a planet to be taken over, and humans as workers to be used. The meeting continued for hours. The aliens showed videos of their empire. They spoke about their advanced technology. But they never talked about other species as partners. It was clear they thought of humans as weak creatures who needed to be controlled. When the meeting ended, Olivia and Ryan followed Captain Sam Lewis into a private room. "What do you think?" Sam asked. "They're not here for friendship," said Ryan. "They've done this before. They find a planet, pretend to be friendly, then slowly take over." "Did you notice how they kept talking about our weak bodies?" Olivia said. "They think we're physically inferior because we evolved on a death trap planet." "But that's where they're wrong," said Ryan. "Everything that made Earth hard to live on has made us stronger. Our muscles developed in higher gravity. Our lungs work well in our oxygen-rich air. Our bodies can handle temperature changes that would kill them." Sam nodded. "They've underestimated us. That might be our only advantage." The next day, the Security Council met again. The aliens repeated their offer of protection, but now they were more direct about what they wanted. Humans would work in Krellian mines. Earth's resources would belong to the Empire, and humans would have no say in how they were used. "This isn't an offer of friendship," said the British Prime Minister. "It's colonization." "Call it what you wish," said Zexaqualler. "But the Krellian Empire will have Earth. The only question is whether you cooperate or resist." The Council asked for time to consider the offer. The aliens agreed to give them 1 week. But everyone knew what would happen if Earth said no. After the meeting, the Security Council gathered in secret. Military leaders from around the world joined them. Olivia and Ryan were there too. "We need to know more about them," said the Secretary of Defense. About their empire, their technology, their weaknesses. They've invited a diplomatic team to visit their homeworld, said the Secretary of State. We could use that opportunity to gather intelligence. It would be dangerous, said Sam. They might not let our people return. We have no choice, said the President. Earth stands no chance against them right now. We need time and information. In the end, they decided to accept the invitation. A team of 30 humans would travel to the Krellian homeworld. The team would include diplomats, scientists, and military observers disguised as security. Olivia and Ryan were chosen for the mission. So was Dr. Alan Garcia, a brilliant scientist who specialized in alien biology. 3 days later, Olivia stood in the loading bay of the Krellian ship. Her small bag contained clothes, personal items, and several hidden devices to record and analyze everything she saw. Ryan walked up beside her. Ready? He asked. Not really, she admitted. But we don't have a choice. Alan joined them, his face serious. We have one advantage, he said quietly. They think we're weak because of where we come from. They don't understand that Earth didn't make us weak. It made us survivors. As they boarded the alien ship, Olivia took one last look at Earth. The blue planet seemed small and vulnerable from space. Watch everything, Ryan whispered to her and Alan. Learn everything. Our planet's future depends on what we discover. The ship's doors closed. With a slight vibration, the massive vessel began to move away from Earth, carrying the humans into the heart of an empire that already saw them as future slaves. Olivia's hand tightened on her bag. The aliens thought humans were weak because they came from a death trap planet. Soon they would learn how dangerous that made them. Earth is a death trap. Part 2. 3 months passed on Krell Prime, the heart of the alien empire. Olivia Walsh stood on the balcony of the guest quarters that the Krellians had given to the human delegation. The sky was a strange purple color. 2 small moons hung low on the horizon. Everything felt wrong here. The gravity was too light. Olivia felt like she might float away if she jumped too high. The air was thin, with less oxygen than Earth. At first she had gotten headaches and felt tired all the time. Now her body had adjusted somewhat. Beautiful view, isn't it? Said a voice behind her. Olivia turned to see Trazkor, a Krellian officer who had been assigned as her guide. He was taller than most of his kind, with light green skin instead of blue. Very different from Earth, Olivia said carefully. Yes, your death trap of a planet. Trazkor made the chattering sound that passed for laughter among his people. I can't imagine living in such harsh conditions. Olivia smiled politely. Over the past months, she had worked hard to build a friendship with Trazkor. He enjoyed teaching her about Krellian culture and history. He thought he was showing her the glory of the empire she would soon join. In reality, he was giving her valuable intelligence about their weaknesses. Would you like to visit the military archives? Today? Trazkor asked. I can show you records of our great victories. I would love that, Olivia said. The archives were exactly where she needed to go. Later that day, while Trazkor was distracted by a call from his superior, Olivia slipped into a private section of the archives. She used a small device hidden in her sleeve to copy files from the Krellian computer system. What she found made her blood run cold. The files contained detailed plans for Earth, mining operations that would destroy entire regions, processing centers where humans would be sorted for different types of labor, and population management protocols that would reduce Earth's population to a manageable size. She downloaded everything she could before Trazkor returned. That evening, Olivia met with Ryan and Alan in a quiet corner of the garden outside their quarters. They had discovered that this spot was free from Krellian listening devices. They're planning to attack Earth within 6 months, Olivia whispered. The diplomatic talks are just a distraction. Ryan nodded grimly. I've been talking to representatives from other species in the Empire. The Krellians have done this before. They pretend to negotiate while positioning their forces. I've made some interesting discoveries of my own, said Alan. He had been spending his time in the science facilities, learning about Krellian biology. Their bodies are adapted to this environment. Lower gravity, less oxygen. They have smaller muscles and weaker bones. How does that help us? Asked Olivia. I've been doing secret tests, Alan said. In this environment, humans are much stronger than we realize. Our muscles, developed in Earth's higher gravity, give us an advantage here. We're faster, stronger, and have more endurance than the Krellians. But they have advanced weapons, Ryan pointed out. Yes, but their tactics rely on their technology, not physical combat, Alan said. They've never needed to adapt or innovate beyond their comfortable environment. They've become complacent. Their conversation was interrupted by the sound of approaching footsteps. They quickly changed the subject to something innocent. The next day, Olivia continued her work with Trazcor. She noticed things she hadn't seen before. How the Krellians moved carefully, how they tired quickly, how they relied on technology for tasks that humans would do by hand. In the evening, she met with Ryan again. He had disturbing news. I just got word from our contact in the communication center, he said. A Krellian fleet is already mobilizing toward Earth. They're not waiting for the negotiations to end. How long do we have? Olivia asked. Maybe 2 weeks before they leave, then a few months of travel time. We need to warn Earth, Alan said, joining them. And we need to get out of here. They made a plan. There was a formal reception the next night for all diplomatic visitors. It would be their best chance to escape. When the night arrived, Olivia dressed in the formal attire the Krellians had provided. She hid several small devices in her clothes, navigation tools, data storage, and a small weapon. The reception was held in a grand hall in the Imperial Palace. Aliens from many worlds mingled together, though Olivia noticed how the non-Krellian species kept their heads bowed and spoke only when spoken to. Alan created a diversion by pretending to have a medical emergency. As guards rushed to help him, Olivia and Ryan slipped away from the reception. They made their way to the landing area where smaller ships were kept. Using access codes that Olivia had secretly copied from Trazcor's files, they entered a small scout ship. Do you know how to fly this thing? Olivia asked as they entered the cockpit. I've been taking virtual lessons in the Krellian Knowledge Center, Ryan said. They thought I was just interested in their technology. Ryan's hands moved over the control panel. The ship hummed to life. Alarms began to sound outside. They've noticed we're missing, Olivia said. Alan knows what to do, Ryan replied. Through the viewport they saw confusion spreading among the guards. Alan had released a harmless but disorienting gas from a device he had built in secret. In the chaos, he sprinted toward their ship. The door opened and Alan jumped in. Go, he shouted. Ryan lifted the ship off the ground. Guards fired energy, weapons at them, but the ship's shields held. Within moments, they were soaring up into the purple sky of Krell Prime. We need to input the coordinates for Earth and activate the hyperdrive, Ryan said. Olivia worked the navigation system while Alan monitored the ship's functions. Krellian warships are launching, Alan warned. We have minutes at most. Olivia's hands flew over the controls. Coordinates set, she said. Hyperdrive ready. Hold on, Ryan said. He pressed a final button. The stars stretched into lines as the ship leaped into hyperdrive. The Krellian homeworld vanished behind them. Did we make it? Alan asked after a moment. Ryan checked the screens. No pursuit detected. I think we're clear for now. Olivia let out a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. We're on our way home, she said. But we're also at war now. They'll know what we've done. Earth needed to know the truth, Ryan said. The Krellians were never going to negotiate fairly. At least now we have information that might help, Alan said. We know their weaknesses. We know how their ships work. Olivia looked at the data, files she had stolen. We have about 4 months before the Krellian fleet reaches Earth, she said. 4 months to prepare for war with an advanced alien empire. Ryan set the ship on its course to Earth. They think humans are weak because we come from a harsh planet, he said. It's time to show them that Earth didn't make us weak. It made us dangerous. The small ship raced through hyperspace, carrying its human crew and their precious cargo of information. Earth's best hope against the coming storm. Earth is a death trap. Part 3. The stolen Krellian scout ship landed at a secret military base in the Nevada desert. As soon as the ship touched down, it was surrounded by soldiers, tanks, and aircraft. No one on Earth had seen this ship before. They didn't know if it was friend or foe. Olivia opened the ship's door and stepped out with her hands raised. "Commander Olivia Walsh, United States Navy," she called out. "Captain Ryan Donovan and Dr. Alan Garcia are with me. We've returned from Krell Prime with critical information." The soldiers lowered their weapons. A woman in an admiral's uniform stepped forward. "Commander Walsh," she said, "we thought we'd lost you. Welcome home." Admiral Sofia Martinez was the head of Earth's new space defense program. She listened carefully as Olivia, Ryan, and Alan explained everything they had learned about the Krellian Empire. "They're already on their way. Here," Olivia said. She showed the admiral the files she had stolen. They plan to colonize Earth and use humans as a workforce. Those who resist will be eliminated. "How much time do we have?" the admiral asked. 4 months, maybe less," Ryan said. "Their main fleet has already left Krell Prime." Admiral Martinez called an emergency meeting with military leaders from around the world. They gathered in a secure underground facility. Olivia, Ryan, and Alan presented their findings. "The Krellians think we're weak because we evolved on a harsh planet," Alan explained. "But that's their biggest mistake. Earth's conditions have made us stronger than they can imagine." Alan showed them test results he had secretly conducted on the Krellian homeworld. In standard Krellian conditions, humans can move almost twice as fast and lift 3 times more weight than on Earth. Our reaction times are faster. Our endurance is much greater. "It's like being a superhero," Ryan added. "Their air has less oxygen, but our lungs are so efficient that we can actually perform better. Their lower gravity makes us stronger and faster." "Can we use this advantage?" asked the Chinese general. "Absolutely," Olivia said. "Their entire military strategy is based on technology, not physical combat. They've never faced a species that could outmatch them physically." "But they still have advanced weapons and ships," the Russian admiral pointed out. "We can't fight them in space with our current technology." Ryan smiled and gestured to the Krellian scout ship they had stolen. "That's why we brought this. It has their hyperdrive technology, their weapon systems, and their navigation data. We can learn from it. We can adapt it. We can use it against them." The world's leaders agreed on a plan. They would prepare for war in secret. Every nation would work together. Scientists would study the Krellian ship and create new weapons. Soldiers would train for low-gravity combat. Engineers would build Earth's first real battleships for space. For the next 3 months, humans worked day and night. The first prototype ship, named Humanity's Hope, was built using a combination of Krellian technology and human innovation. Olivia was given command of the ship. Ryan would be her second in command. Alan joined as science officer. One day, while the crew trained on the new ship, Admiral Martinez visited them. "We've been testing human performance in simulated Krellian environments," she said. "The results are even better than we expected." She showed them videos of soldiers training in rooms with lower gravity and different air mixtures. The soldiers could jump 3 times higher than normal. They could run faster than Olympic sprinters. They could lift weights that would be impossible on Earth. "Dr. Garcia has developed special equipment to help you use these advantages," the admiral said. Alan showed them lightweight suits that would protect them in space but allow full movement. "These suits have extra oxygen tanks," he explained. "In Krellian environments, a burst of oxygen acts like a performance drug for us. It gives us even more strength and speed." As the day of the Krellian fleet's arrival grew closer, Earth prepared for battle. 20 ships were built using the stolen technology. Thousands of soldiers trained for space combat. Every nation set aside its differences to face the common threat. The day before Humanity's Hope was set to launch on its first mission, Admiral Martinez called the crew together. "Tomorrow, you will leave Earth to strike the first blow against the Krellian Empire," she said. "Your mission is to attack key Krellian outposts before their main fleet reaches Earth. This will create confusion and buy us more time." She looked at each of them. "You are not just soldiers," she continued. You are evolution's children forged in Earth's crucible. The Krellians think our home is a death trap. Show them what that means. That night, Olivia stood on the landing pad, looking up at humanity's hope. The ship was beautiful, a perfect blend of human design and alien technology. It represented humanity's best chance for survival. Ryan joined her. Having second thoughts? He asked. We're about to start a war. We might not win, Olivia said quietly. Ryan pointed to a screen showing the approaching Krellian armada. The ships were still weeks away, but Earth's new detection systems could already see them coming. They started this war the moment they decided Earth was just another conquest, Ryan said. We're just making sure they regret it. The next morning, Olivia took her place in the captain's chair of Humanity's Hope. The crew moved efficiently around her, preparing the ship for launch. All systems ready, Ryan reported. The other ships are standing by for your orders. Olivia looked at her crew. They were the best Earth had to offer, chosen from every nation. They had trained harder than anyone thought possible. They were ready. Set course for the Krellian outpost on Vexturi, Olivia ordered. It's time to show the Empire what humans can do. As Humanity's Hope broke Earth's orbit, Olivia felt a mixture of fear and determination. The Krellians had called Earth a death trap. They had laughed at humans for evolving on such a harsh world. Now they would learn exactly what that meant. The ship's hyperdrive activated, and Earth vanished behind them. They were on their way to strike the first blow in humanity's fight for survival. Earth is a death trap. Part 4 Lieutenant Chris Powell moved through the shadows on the moon of Vexturi. He signaled to his team of 40 humans to spread out around the Krellian base. The alien garrison had 300 soldiers, but Chris wasn't worried. His team had trained for this. The gravity here was even lower than on Krell Prime. Chris felt like he could jump over a building. The air was thin, but the special masks they wore gave them bursts of oxygen when needed. All teams in position, came a whisper through his earpiece. Remember the plan, Chris said quietly. Move fast, use their size against them, and stay in your oxygen zones. He took a deep breath from his mask, feeling the rush of extra oxygen hit his system. His muscles seemed to hum with energy. Begin, he ordered. The humans attacked from all sides at once. They moved with shocking speed in the low gravity, covering ground in huge leaps. The Krellian guards barely had time to raise their weapons before the humans were on them. Chris jumped 15 feet straight up, landing behind a Krellian guard tower. He disabled the 2 guards with quick strikes before they could even turn around. His enhanced strength in this environment made it easy. All across the base, his team was doing the same. The Krellians fought back, but they were too slow. Their bodies weren't built for quick movements. They relied too much on their technology. Within 20 minutes, the human team had captured the entire base. Only 5 humans were injured, and none seriously. More than 50 Krellians were dead, and the rest were prisoners. Most importantly, the humans had captured intact communications equipment. They sent a message to every Krellian outpost in the sector, along with video of the battle. The footage showed humans moving like demons, breaking Krellian exoskeletons with their bare hands. The message was simple: Earth is fighting back. On the other side of Krellian space, Olivia watched the video from Vexturi with satisfaction. Humanity's Hope floated in the darkness near a small moon, hiding from Krellian patrols. Chris and his team did well, Ryan said. The Krellians are already pulling ships from their main fleet to deal with the threat. Good, Olivia said. The more confusion we can create, the better chance Earth has when their main force arrives. Over the next 2 months, the 8 Earth ships conducted hit-and-run attacks throughout Krellian space. They destroyed supply lines, attacked military bases, and disrupted communications. The Krellian Empire, never seriously challenged before, struggled to respond. Admiral Martinez coordinated the diplomatic side of the war from Earth. Many species in the Empire had been waiting for a chance to break free from Krellian control. Now they had one. The Ythril, an aquatic species enslaved for generations, rose up against their Krellian overlords after Earth provided weapons and training. The insectoid Faxians, impressed by human combat prowess, offered their advanced biotech in exchange for freedom from imperial control. A new alliance was forming, the Free Worlds Alliance. On the bridge of humanity's hope, Olivia received word that the Krellian Supreme Council had diverted half their invasion fleet back to deal with rebellions across their empire. "It's working," she told her crew. "But Supreme Overlord Zexqualler is still leading the remaining ships toward Earth. They'll arrive in less than 3 weeks." "We've bought some time, but not enough," Ryan said. "We need to do more." Alan entered the bridge with excitement on his face. "I've done it," he said. "I've developed a biological agent that targets the Krellian respiratory system." "Is it lethal?" Olivia asked. "It can be, but I've designed it to be non-lethal," Alan explained. "It causes extreme fatigue and confusion. It will make them even slower and weaker than they already are compared to us." Olivia studied the tactical display showing Zexqualler's fleet moving toward Earth. Earth's newly built ships were preparing to defend the planet, but they were still outnumbered. "We need to end this war before it reaches Earth," she said. "We need to strike at the heart of the Empire." "The Imperial Palace on Krell Prime?" Ryan asked. "That's suicide. Their home defenses will be stronger than anything we've faced." "Not if we have inside help," Olivia said. She pointed to a message they had received from Admiral Martinez. "The Faxians have given us detailed information about the palace defenses. They helped build them." The plan was daring. While Earth's fleet prepared to meet Zexqualler's forces in the outer solar system, humanity's hope and 3 other ships would make a hyperspace jump directly to Krell Prime. They would deploy Alan's respiratory agent in the capital city's atmosphere, then capture the ruling council. 2 days before the mission was to begin, Olivia received a disturbing message from one of their alien allies. A human had been captured by Krellian forces while gathering intelligence on Zexqualler's fleet. "It's Agent Nicole Blackwood," Olivia told Ryan. "She was posing as a captured human specimen to infiltrate Zexqualler's flagship." "Does she know about our plans?" Ryan asked with concern. "Some of them," Olivia admitted. "We need to move quickly before they can get that information from her." They accelerated their timeline. Humanity's hope and the other ships prepared for immediate departure to Krell Prime. As they made final preparations, Alan approached Olivia with a worried look. "I checked the readouts from Earth's defense systems," he said. "Zexqualler's fleet has increased speed. They'll reach Earth in 10 days, not 3 weeks. "How is that possible?" Olivia asked. "They must have developed a new drive system," Alan said. "Or they're pushing their existing ones beyond safe limits." Olivia called an emergency meeting with her captains. "We don't have time for our original plan," she said. "We need to split up." She ordered 2 ships to return to Earth to help with the defense. Humanity's hope and 1 other ship would continue to Krell Prime. "A smaller force will have a better chance of slipping past their defenses," she explained, "and Earth needs every ship it can get." As they prepared to depart, Ryan pulled Olivia aside. "I should lead the mission to Krell Prime," he said. "You're needed back at Earth." "That's not happening," Olivia said firmly. "This was my plan. I'm seeing it through." "This mission has the highest chance of failure," Ryan argued. "Earth can't afford to lose you." "Earth can't afford to lose, period," Olivia replied. "This mission is our best chance to end the war quickly. That's why I need to be there." In the end, they compromised. Ryan would lead a small team to infiltrate the palace security systems, while Olivia coordinated the deployment of Alan's respiratory agent from the ship. As humanity's hope prepared for the jump to hyperspace, Olivia looked at her crew. They had come so far from that first meeting with the Krellians on Earth. Then, they had been outmatched and afraid. Now they were warriors who had proven themselves in battle after battle. "The Krellians thought we were weak because we came from a harsh world," she told them. "They called Earth a death trap. They were right about one thing. Earth is a death trap, but not for us. For anyone who threatens us." The ship's hyperdrive engaged, and they vanished into the swirling tunnel of hyperspace, heading for the heart of the Empire that had underestimated them. Earth is a Death Trap, Part 5. The battle for Earth began near Jupiter. Admiral Martinez's fleet, joined by ships from the Free Worlds Alliance, met Zexaqualar's invasion force head-on. Earth ships were smaller but faster. They darted between the massive Krellian vessels like angry bees. Humans in special combat suits left their ships and boarded Krellian vessels. Fighting in the low-oxygen environments of the alien ships, the humans moved with incredible speed and strength. The Krellian crews were terrified by these demons who seemed unstoppable. Meanwhile, humanity's hope and its companion ship, the Freedom, reached Krell Prime. Using data provided by their alien allies, they slipped past the outer defenses undetected. We have 1 hour before their sensors will find us, Olivia told her crew. We need to move fast. Ryan led a team of 20 soldiers to the surface in a small shuttle. Their mission was to infiltrate the Imperial Palace and take control of the communication systems. Alan remained on humanity's hope to coordinate the release of his respiratory agent. As Ryan's team approached the palace, they received a disturbing message from Olivia. "We're picking up unusual activity," she said through their secure channel. "The defense systems have been upgraded since our intelligence was gathered. Can we abort?" Ryan asked. "Too late," Olivia replied. "They've detected the Freedom. We're engaged with their defense ships now." Ryan looked at his team. "Plan B," he said. "Full oxygen boost. Maximum speed." They all took deep breaths from their special masks, flooding their bodies with oxygen. In the low gravity of Krell Prime, boosted by the extra oxygen, they moved like blurs. The palace guards never had a chance. Ryan's team broke through their lines in seconds. They raced through the palace, disabling guards and security systems as they went. But as they reached the central security hub, they ran into a trap. Elite Krellian guards with advanced armor surrounded them. Ryan's team fought bravely, but they were outnumbered. "Get to the communication center," Ryan ordered his second-in-command. "I'll hold them here." Half the team broke away while Ryan and the others fought to buy them time. One by one, Ryan's soldiers fell. Soon, he was the only one left fighting. When he was finally captured, they brought him before a high-ranking Krellian commander. "You thought you could attack the heart of our empire?" the commander said. "Your kind has been troublesome, but this ends now." They tortured Ryan for information about Earth's defenses. Through the pain, he managed to activate a hidden device in his suit. It sent the palace's security codes to Olivia before the Krellians discovered and destroyed it. In orbit above Krell Prime, Olivia received Ryan's transmission. The Freedom had been destroyed, but humanity's hope was still fighting, hiding in the planet's rings to avoid the worst of the Krellian attacks. "Ryan came through," Olivia told her crew. "We have the security codes, but the transmission ended abruptly. I think he's been captured. Or worse," Alan said quietly. Olivia's face hardened. "Change of plans," she said. "We're no longer trying to capture the ruling council. We're going to cripple the empire at its heart." Using Ryan's codes, they bypassed the planetary defense grid. Humanity's hope swooped low over the capital city. Alan released his respiratory agent into the atmosphere through special drones. Within minutes, the effects began. Krellians in the streets collapsed, too weak to move. Those in buildings were affected more slowly, but soon they too were helpless. Olivia led a small team to the surface. They moved through the streets of the Krellian capital unopposed. Most of the aliens they passed were on the ground, struggling to breathe. They reached the Imperial Palace and found the security systems disabled. Inside, even the elite guards were affected by Alan's agent. Olivia's team moved quickly to the council chambers. The ruling council, protected in a sealed room with its own air supply, was still active. But their guards were useless. Olivia's team broke into the chamber easily. "This is impossible," said the head counselor. "Humans cannot defeat the Krellian Empire." "You made one mistake," Olivia said. "You called our planet a death trap. You were right. Earth forged us through hardship. It made us strong. It prepared us for this moment." They took control of the Empire's central communication network. Olivia broadcast footage of the human assault throughout Krellian space, along with evidence of the ruling council's lies about the war. People of the Krellian Empire, she said, her face appearing on screens across 17 star systems. Your leaders told you that humans were weak because we came from a harsh world. They were wrong. Earth didn't make us weak. It made us impossible to break. At the same time, near Jupiter, Agent Nicole Blackwood made her move. Captured weeks earlier and placed on Zex's flagship as a specimen, she had been planning her sabotage carefully. When the battle was at its peak, she escaped her cell and made her way to the ship's engine room. Using knowledge gained from Earth's study of Krellian technology, she sabotaged the weapon systems at a critical moment. Admiral Martinez's forces saw their chance. They concentrated their attack on the suddenly vulnerable flagship. The massive ship's defenses failed. Zex was forced to surrender. "This cannot be," the Supreme Overlord said as human soldiers entered his command center. "You come from a death trap planet. You should be weak. That death trap made us who we are," Admiral Martinez told him as she accepted his surrender. "Every hardship on Earth taught us to adapt and overcome. You never learned that lesson on your comfortable world." The news of Zex's capture, combined with Olivia's broadcast from the Imperial Palace, spread across the Empire like wildfire. Subject worlds declared independence. Krellian military commanders surrendered to Free World's alliance forces. The war ended not with a final battle, but with the collapse of an empire built on the assumption of superiority. 1 year later, representatives from 23 species gathered on Earth for the first official meeting of the Free World's Alliance Council. Earth was recognized as a key member but not as a ruler. The principles of self-determination and mutual respect formed the foundation of this new galactic community. A memorial was built to honor those lost in the war, including Ryan Donovan. The monument bore words that became humanity's unofficial motto among the stars, born on a death trap, built for the impossible. Olivia, now an ambassador to the Alliance, stood at the monument with Alan beside her. "Ryan would be proud," Alan said. "We've come so far in such a short time." "We've only just begun," Olivia replied. "There's a whole galaxy out there, and humans are ready to explore it." A newly admitted species representative approached them. The alien was curious about humans and their rapid rise. "How did your people accomplish so much so quickly?" the alien asked. Olivia smiled. "Never underestimate creatures who evolved on a world that tried to kill them every day," she said. "We don't know how to quit. We never learned how,"